So preparing teaching demo. So before preparing your teaching demo slides, first you need to ask some questions, and if you have those questions, that's fine, but if you don't have, you need to clarify those information. Duration of the teaching demo. If they don't give you the detailed schedule, or even in the schedule they don't mention about teaching demo, you should ask them explicitly. I know from the schedule you provided there is no teaching demo, but will there be any teaching demo? You should make sure, because sometimes it is not mentioned, but suddenly if you go there they will tell you, yeah, now you have to take a class. So that is very embarrassing if you are not prepared. So ask them, uh, is there any teaching demo? If it is, then duration of the teaching demo, this 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you have to know the duration, otherwise you cannot prepare the slides well. So usually it varies from 10 to 50 minutes. Somewhere it is 10 minutes, somewhere 15, somewhere up to 50 minutes. So ask the topic. If they don't provide any topic, then if they may say you can choose a topic, or they can give you some selected topics or a specific topic. So if they don't provide you topic early, you should ask them explicitly. Otherwise sometimes they will just throw in a class and say this is the topic. That is very embarrassing as well if you are not prepared. So ask who are the audience. Is it graduate student or undergraduate student, or mixed? Both. Based on that you will prepare your the lecture or course material. Sometimes you have to pretend there is a student, graduate student or undergraduate students, but all the audience, they are actually the faculty members. So you need to ask exactly who are the audience and who are the target student. Ask about the classroom setup and size. Classroom size means how many students there will be, or audience size. And classroom setup means, is there projector, is there computer. So they will provide the marker and those every details. If there is no projector, then probably you have to think other way. You cannot make the PowerPoint slides. So things to prepare the slides. Bring pen drives and backup files. Good to have online backups. Bring your slide clickers and pointers. So slide kickers and the pointers, usually it is good to carry by yourself. Probably they may not provide, or if you ask them, they may need to search it, so it will kill some time and it will create an interrupt. So bring your whiteboard markers as well, just to be safe. Be loud enough, carry water bottle or the cup. So be loud so everybody can hear you clearly. Also carry water bottle, because sometimes you may need while you are talking. Practice in front of others. So you practice so many times, at least 4 or 5 times before the interview, and take their feedback. If you want, it is a very good practice. Record yourself and listen to yourself, and that's how you can improve yourself. Manage your time. It is very crucial. You cannot finish too early. 50-minute class, you cannot finish at 20 minutes or 10 minutes before, but and you cannot go over, not for a minute. So you never go over, and leave some time for the question sessions. So at least 5 minutes. You have 50 minutes class, you may have 10 minutes for questions. Prepare for questions from the topics. So the topic you are covering in your lecture, learn it very well. So if there is any question, you can answer well. Pay attention to some other points. So was the lecture and lesson clearly delivered? So when you practice, after practice, you point out those things. Was your lecture and lesson was clearly delivered? Was it well organized? Was the material up to date? Was example used to clear the concept of the topic? So example means can be explaining through some demonstration, some uh, story or some visual graphics. And also, once the concept is clear, did you give a mathematical example or real world example or not? Supporting materials were presented or provided. So if you include some handouts, you should provide. It's good to have some handouts to provide. Not necessarily have to give a printed copy. You can have some soft copy or soft reference you can show. Major points were summarized at the end, so make sure whatever you are teaching at the beginning, you give them the idea, the roadmap, what you are dealing with, and at the end summarize what you have done in this class. So it is very important. So summarize at the end and also at the beginning, make it clear what you are going to do in this class, what you're going to cover. So again, ask, was it loud and clear? Did you use the board, blackboard or whiteboard? You should use. So you just don't just go through the PowerPoints. Also, when you're presenting, you just don't look at the PowerPoints and talk and your slide is full of text. Now your slide should not be full of text. There should be less text, and thus you will present your topic and slide will just help you to explain your topic. And make sure you communicate with the audience. Ask, was it engaging with the students? So communicate with the student at the beginning, in the middle, and also at the end. So start conversation with them, ask some questions and ask some for feedback. Ask questions and let them ask a lot of questions. If they don't ask, then push them to talk. And if you cannot answer, then do not mislead. Make sure you will explain it later. So exchange your email address and their email address. So if you cannot answer properly, make sure you will look into this and you will give the feedback through email. Do not try to be too funny, don't be monotonous. So you have to be confident and jolly, but don't make it too funny, and don't be too monotonous as well. Be enthusiastic. Further reading, you must read these papers. They are online resources a lot, but I would recommend you should go through at least this paper. It is available on the NIH website. Also you will find on the Google Scholar, and this is a really very good one, and do your own research.